That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? We're in 2025 now, which means that the fiscal year has gotten started for all the big major studios and content producers and stuff like that. And IndieWire put out an interesting article on basically how much each one of these studios has designated to spend and budgeted for content creation this year. The numbers are high, but the order of which might surprise you. Like, Jonathan, if I were to throw it to you, say like out of Amazon, Apple, Paramount, Netflix, Warner Brothers, Disney, NBC Universal, Fox, who would you say off the top of your head, if you haven't read the article, is going to spend the most on content this year?
I would say Disney. Just like right off the top, I would say Disney.
That's a good guess. Rob, did you have a guess?
Well, that would have been my first guess. Disney? Maybe Universal.
Chris?
Yeah, probably Disney.
All right. So let's go through here and take a look at this chart. This is really interesting. We're going to look at, here's the studios spending their money and what order they come in. In last place is Apple, which isn't terribly surprising because they don't produce a lot of content. They produce some great content.
Is this for their television and movies?
Yes, their overall
total.
Yep, overall entertainment total.
Okay.
So Apple this year in 2025 is going to spend $7.5 billion on content creation. Keep giving us Severance and bring us Monarch Season 2. And Severance Season 3 and all the other good stuff they got.
They wrapped Monarch Season 2.
In second last place, it's kind of funny that the two most valuable companies are the ones that are in the bottom two. Amazon, by the way, I'm all caught up now with Invincible. Invincible Season 3 so far is much better than Invincible Season 2. Because I almost gave up on Invincible. I thought Season 2 was boring, to be honest with you.
That's all right.
Season 3 so far is pretty good. So anyway, Amazon, again, this is a combination of their movies and their TV thing. They're spending $9.1 billion. Next highest. Fox. Yes, guys, Fox is still a thing. They are still a thing away from Disney. Disney didn't get everything that belonged to Fox in the deal. Fox is still a thing. And this year, including their sports programming, they have dedicated $9.2 billion to content creation, which is a pittance compared to some of the higher ones up. Let's keep going here.
It's pocket change.
Pocket change. Because after Fox, next up on the list is Paramount Global. With all the distress and whatever they've had, they are still firmly committed to producing a lot of content. And I'll tell you what, I have been on Paramount Plus more the last couple of months than I ever thought I would be. But they're creating some great stuff. I'm a big fan of King of Tulsa, or Tulsa King, I should say. I'm a big fan of all the Taylor Sheridan stuff, whether it's Mayor of Kingstown or it's the Yellowstone and all of his adjacent stuff. I'm loving Matlock. I love the new Dexter series. But anyway, they're committed still to spending a lot of money on creating content, and they're sitting at $15.2 billion.
Like that Starfleet Academy upcoming show.
That's right. I'm sure they're spending a good chunk of that is going towards that. All right. Next up, Netflix, which I honestly thought would be higher on the list.
Wow.
Considering it's, hello, Netflix, you're greenlit. Netflix is going to be spending proportionally not that much more than Paramount is on $18.6 billion. Now, that will also include their new branches in trying live sports. Obviously, they had the boxing circus idiot match. They now have got the Monday Night Raw. They have some NFL games. They're getting into that. Netflix is going to be spending $18.6 billion this year. But above them, there's still three spending more than Netflix. Warner Brothers is committed to spending $19.5 billion. Again, this is across television and movies, but with all their adjacent studios, they are making $19.5 billion, and I'm sure a portion of that is just dedicated to James Gunn and Peter Safran for making their stuff over at DC. Then we get into the top two. And the second biggest content spender this year is Disney at $23.4 billion.
Man.
Well done, us.
That's a
You're close.
lot of meatballs.
Got up there.
Really is.
That's like $4 billion over Warner Brothers. Now remember, this
Thought
also
you were going to say
includes
4 billion meatballs.
Yeah, me too. I thought we were still on the
I was
meatball
like,
thing.
I mean, yeah,
I'm
that
still
probably maths
stuck on
out.
that includes things like ESPN, which is one of their
Yeah.
things, right? And their large umbrella. But the same is true of
ABC.
Warner Brothers and everything like that. But $23.4 billion they're spending on content, which means the biggest spender this year. Rob, you had mentioned them.
Man.
Universal.
NBC Universal spending $4 billion more than Disney, $27.1 billion in content. Again, that includes everything from NBC, their television stuff, Peacock, theatrical releases, their sporting stuff, but still $27.1 billion.
They have,
A couple
they have to pay for those dinosaur trainers and
for
keeping those animals
the
in
Jurassic
pens and
movies.
stuff.
Not easy.
Does that include any of the marketing they're doing for their parks as well, though? Or is that
no, it
just,
does not.
Okay.
Yep, it's strict entertainment, not parks.
Okay.
But only their on-screen entertainment stuff
right.
for $27.1 billion. So, yeah, because Universal
Expensive
World,
year for
they're
them.
putting up a lot of stuff over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. But this is content. This is their content spend. Some of these studios, their spending has gone up. Some of the studios have gone down by fraction of percentage points. But it's clear the arms race is still very much on for people to create content and stuff like that. Again, when I look at this list, it still kind of is interesting to me that by far the two companies that could buy and sell Fox, Paramount, Netflix, Warner Brothers, Disney, NBC Universal 4 times over, they're the ones spending the least.
That's what they're saving up for.
That's their strategy right now. Guys, we want to take a second and thank a sponsor of today's episode, Birddogs. You know what I hate? Dress pants. They're stiff, they're uncomfortable, and they always feel like they're fighting against me. But then I found Birddogs, and let me tell you, it's been a total game changer. These pants fit like a dream, giving you all the comfort of gym wear while still looking sharp enough for work or a night out. I wear my Birddogs everywhere, lounging at home, running errands, or even a night out at the game. The fit? Spot on. You get to pick your exact waist and length, so no awkward bagginess or tight spots. And unlike other high-end brands like Lululemon or Vuori, Birddogs skip that shiny, weird-looking material, just straight up premium comfort. And let's talk for a second about their classic quarter zip, probably my favorite thing they make. I threw it on the other day for a casual dinner and it looked sharp, but I was comfortable as if I was wearing pajamas. It's that good. For a limited time, our listeners get a free hat with every order when you use the code John Campea at birddogs.com. Get their best-selling hat completely free when you use the code John Campea at birddogs.com. Support our show and let them know we sent you. So, Rob, it looks like content spends is not going to be skimped on this year. What do you think about about the list and about the overall dollar value?
Well, I mean, we've talked a lot about these streaming series, the streaming shows, the streamers. They need content. I mean, and you can't compete if you're not going to make content. I mean, Apple has I think Apple is one of the most elegant of all of the streamers. Their shows are. Even when their shows aren't that great, they're very highbrow.
And most of them are great.
Yeah, and most of them are great. And so, but they're not trying to compete on a grand scale because they don't have to. But if you are Universal, you've got NBC to deal with, you've got your movies to deal with, you've got whatever cable. There's just a lot going on, and you can't slow down. So this does not surprise me in the least that they're spending this much money. And if you think about it, I mean, if the average price of a studio movie is like $150 or $200 million now, there's not that many movies.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. Yeah.
I mean, you think about it, and with everything else they have to make, and TV shows as expensive as they are now, $10 million an episode, sometimes even more.
And more, a bigger chunks, as we noted going through this, a lot more of it is being dedicated to sports.
Yeah.
A lot of them getting in sports, not to mention like with NBC Universal, don't forget we got the Olympics coming up that they're going to be spending on. Chris, what jumps out to you when you see these numbers and this list? Does anything surprise you?
Not really, honestly. Yeah, Disney and Universal being at the top makes the most sense to me because of how much content they put out, how much I see about that content as well. This all makes sense. And yeah, to Rob's point there, it's honestly a little surprising. I would anticipate more money being spent here.
Yeah, I would too, to be honest, but it's still a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about these numbers? I mean, that's a lot of money that's going to be spent on content this year. More than any of us could possibly watch. Does anything about the list surprise you? The order of it, how much money is being spent? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.